What's your emergency?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the PIO Podcast, a place to discuss all public information-related topics for police, fire, EMS, and local and federal government organizations.
It was a good learning experience for a lot of us that social media is not real life.
But we have to remember the media are very rarely a target audience. They're simply that conduit.
Our words have impacts on individuals, and it may not be positive. So just being thoughtful and mindful of the words that we speak.
I think what's so interesting about this position too, and this job and this profession, is that every one of us is looking for purpose. And when we find it here, that's it.
To know is that a crisis for one is not necessarily a crisis for another.
This episode is sponsored by the Social Media Strategy Summit, the leading provider of social media education. They host annual events designed specifically for government communications professionals like you to help you build and engage your communities through social media. Visit their website at socialmediastrategysummit.com to learn more and use promo code PIO Podcast for 10% off of your registration.
For today's podcast, we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk about building bridges, not barriers, PIOs, and community engagement. Public information officers are the unsung heroes of modern communication. They are the linchpins and the voices and the faces that connect government agencies, organizations, and businesses with the communities they serve. But the role of the PIO isn't just about disseminating information. It's about fostering genuine engagement, building bridges of understanding with the public, and in this comprehensive exploration, we'll delve deep into the dynamic world of PIOs and their indispensable work in community engagement. To understand the role of the PIO, we need to look into what they do and how they do it. So first off, before we dive into the intricacies of community engagement, let's fully grasp the multifaceted role of the PIO. These professionals wear many hats, and their responsibilities are a wide range of critical tasks. First, information dissemination. At the core of their role, the PIO ensures that accurate, timely, informed information reaches the public. This can include everything from a press release to social media updates to website content. Crisis management. When crises or emergencies occur, the PIOs are often the first responders. They must provide clear, concise, and reassuring information to the public, serving as a calming presence during the uncertainty. Media relations. PIOs are primarily the contact for the media. They arrange interviews, issue statements, manage media inquiries, acting as a bridge between the organization and the press. They also handle Freedom of Information Act requests. Lastly, community engagement. Perhaps one of the most important aspects of their role is engagement with the community. This involves not only actively listening, responding, and building trust. So why does community engagement matter? Community engagement isn't just an optional add-on for PIOs. It's a strategic imperative for them. Here's why it matters. First off, it fosters trust. Trust is the foundation of effective communication. Engaging with the community regularly builds trust and credibility. And when people trust that they're being heard, informed honestly, they're more likely to support and cooperate with that organization. This trust is invaluable during both routine operations and crisis situations, and we'll talk about the trust bank later on. It enhances decision-making. Engaged communities provide valued feedback loop for the PIO. The PIO can tap into this well of information to make more informed decisions that align with community needs and expectations. This is not only leads to more effective policies, but also demonstrates responsiveness, further solidifying trust. It increases resilience. Communities that feel connected to their local agencies are often more resilient in times of crisis. They are more likely to follow guidance and cooperation with emergency measures, and when the community knows it can rely on its PIO for accurate, timely information, panic and confusion are reduced and resilience is enhanced. So building bridges, not barriers. How do PIOs do it? Building bridges of engagement is an art. PIOs have honed their skills to become experts at it, and here's a close look how they achieve this. First, active listening. The foundation of any successful engagement is active listening. PIOs begin by immersing themselves in their community. They attend meetings and forums. They read feedback on social media. By understanding their community's concerns, they can tailor their communications to address these issues effectively. 2. Accessible information. PIOs ensure that the information is readily accessible to everyone in the community. This means using plain language, providing translations when necessary, and using multiple communication channels to reach demographics. This includes even those that might have disabilities, and making sure that accessibility is a cornerstone of inclusivity. 3, it's two-way communications. It's just not about sending out information, it's about creating dialogue. PIOs use surveys, social media, public meetings to encourage two-way communications. They don't just talk to the community, they engage in meaningful conversations. Moreover, they respond promptly to inquiries and feedback, showing that they have valuable community input. 4, transparency is essential. Being open about the organization's goals, decisions, challenges builds trust and credibility. When the community understands why certain decisions are made, they're more likely to accept them, even if they don't agree. PIOs use transparency as a tool to strengthen the bond between the organization and the community. Community partnerships is the last part of this. Effective PIOs often work alongside community organizations, nonprofits, schools, and other stakeholders. These partnerships serve multiple purposes. They extend the reach of their message, they leverage existing community trust, and they provide valuable resources to the community at large. Here's a few real-life scenarios that impact community engagement by PIOs. First, emergency preparedness workshops. PIOs often organize workshops to educate the public about disaster preparedness. These events not only disseminate crucial information, but they also allow face-to-face interaction and questions. They create a space where the community can actively engage with emergency management personnel, fostering a sense of preparedness and resilience. Social media campaigns. In today's digital age, social media is more vital than ever before, in particular in community engagement. PIOs use varied platforms to share information, hold Q&A sessions, and gather input from the community. By maintaining an active and responsive online presence, they make themselves accessible to a wider audience, including younger demographics. Some agencies often have open forums where community members can voice their concerns and ideas directly to the PIOs and decision makers. These forums provide platforms for constructive dialogue, allowing the community to actively participate in shaping policies and initiatives, and it allows for back-to-back, face-to-face conversations. Youth engagement. Engaging with schools and youth organizations is a crucial aspect of community engagement for PIOs. They educate young people about important issues from safety to civic responsibility, and by nurturing this engagement early on, PIOs help create informed and responsible citizens. So what are the challenges of community engagement? While community engagement is undoubtedly essential, it comes with its fair share of challenges, and PIOs must be able to navigate these hurdles adeptly. First, manage expectations. By balancing community expectations with the organization's limitations can be challenging. PIOs must be clear about what can be realistically achieved while maintaining transparency about those constraints. Handling controversy is often a major problem for PIOs. PIOs often find themselves in the midst of contentious issues, and managing communication during controversies requires finesse and a commitment to fairness and accuracy. Overcoming apathy, in some cases, community members must be disengaged or apathetic. PIOs must find creative ways to spark interest and involvement. Lastly, the digital divide. Not all community members have equal access to digital resources, and PIOs must ensure that they reach all segments of the population, even when those with limited internet access can. Think about that, because in many cases, even those that have limited internet access also face language barriers and education barriers where they may not quite even understand what's there. So think about that digital divide. Now, the rewarding side of the job. Amidst these challenges, PIOs are incredibly rewarding. Here are some of the gratifications that come with the job. Impact lives. PIOs have the power to positively impact lives. By providing critical information, fostering trust, and engagement with the community, they contribute to a safer, more informed community. 2, strengthen democracy. Engaged communities are at the heart of a thriving democracy. PIOs play a pivotal role in the facilitation of this engagement, contributing to the vitality of the democratic process. Lifelong learning. The field of public information is dynamic and ever-changing. PIOs must stay current with communication trends, technology, best practices. This continual learning process keeps the job fresh and exciting. Personal fulfillment is the last part of it. The sense of personal fulfillment that comes from helping others and making a positive impact are being trusted. Use that all over again. 4, personal fulfillment. The sense of personal fulfillment for the PIO comes from helping others, making a positive impact, and being a trusted source of information. It's almost immeasurable. To conclude, public information officers are more than just messengers. They are facilitators engaging meaningfully between organizations and the communities they serve. By active listening and providing accessible information, fostering two-way communication, emphasizing transparency, and nurturing community partnerships. PIOs are successfully building bridges, not barriers. These efforts contribute not only to better informed communities, but also to more resilient, trusting, and cooperative ones, ultimately serving the best interests of all involved. The journey of the PIO is challenging, but the destination is a community that is well-informed, resilient, and united.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you.
Another huge thank you to the Social Media Strategies Summit for being a sponsor of the PIO podcast. Join their First Responders Summit this April or their Government Summit this May. Learn more about confirmed speakers and programming at socialmediastrategiessummit.com and use promo code PIO Podcast for 10% off of your registration.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast to get notified of the latest episode. If you are listening on a platform that allows reviews, please give us a review. We appreciate any review, good or bad. It helps us improve on each episode. Until next time, be safe.